go, Panther Nation. How y'all doing? Welcome back
What
to Fans
happening?
in the Stands. I am CJ.
And I am Tony.
Right. So, cousin, um,
What's happening?
look,
Talk to
little
me.
better, a little better.
Little
Look,
something. Just a little something.
yeah, just a little something, something. It's just a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hoping that everybody can take their hand off of the the nuclear
Panic,
panic button.
panic
Yeah,
button. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping everybody can take the hand off the panic button. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that there's some stuff that we still, upset about. Some stuff that we
right.
want to see get better from my team. And I put out a little short on YouTube earlier about somebody we gonna talk about here in a minute, extensively. So I'll save that one. But how you doing
Right.
today, Cuz? What's going on?
Man, I can't call it. Feeling a little better today, than I was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the results are nothing to write home about, but it was definitely better than last week. Like you mentioned, there's some things or certain people that we're gonna definitely talk about extensively on this live. But overall, I saw a little bit more of what I wanted to see as far as with the execution. I wanted to see them move the ball down the field, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see the defense, especially the second and third teamers, play with a little bit more, sense of urgency, and get some stops. I didn't want to see them being treated like a track meet, and
Mm-hmm.
going the Giants going up and down the field on 'em. I'm glad those guys showed a little moxie, about themselves, and you know, I leave the hand on the pen. Yeah, but overall, last week to me was a D. This week I will have to give it. I'll give it a C. I'll
No,
give it a
no,
C.
no. Keep it a butt, Tony. Last week was a R.
What was
Yeah,
the R?
it was
What's
a
the
R.
R? What's
Whatever, but way below a F. It was a damn R. I wouldn't even give it no D. I wouldn't even do a F. That would be injustice to an F. That was a R.
that been just?
Yeah.
Well, this week, when you look at it in totality, now I take into account what Frank Wright said. Like, it was still vanilla, but not as vanilla as it
Mhm.
was last week. If you go back and research his history, he did the same thing when he was at Indy. Don't want to show his hand too much, and I get it. Like I said, it's a new offensive scheme, a new defensive scheme. There are things that these guys are still working on, trying to iron out. And when you
Mhm.
look a little deeper into it, you look at it our first 2 weeks are against division opponents,
Yeah.
against the Falcons and the Saints. You don't want to give them too much of an upper hand. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give
Yeah, I
them
get it.
too much to look forward to. So I get that part. But what you do want to see is effort, execution, uh guys carrying out their assignments and
Mhm.
being able to move the ball. That's what I want
Yeah.
to see. I didn't care about the score. I don't care about a win loss. I didn't care about none of that. I just wanted to see better execution than what we saw last week, and I was happy with that. But what about you, man? How you feeling?
Let me see what I took from last night's game. I think we're gonna be okay with Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young is gonna be just fine.
Real
Um,
deal.
he had way more time in the pocket than he did last week, and from what I saw. And his pocket presence is already noticeable. Okay, and he's
Yes,
he's just a rookie. This is his second preseason game, but I don't see why he can't get in. Why he can't continue to build on that from here. Um, you even saw it when Icky passed Thibodeau off to you know whatever ghost of the
the
Meadowlands was playing. Left tackle.
the
Next to him. I
ghost
guess
the
he thought.
ghost of Sam Donald.
Yeah, he must have thought he had left tackle number two next, to him, so he passed him off to him. But even on that play, Bryce kind of saw it coming at the last second, fold himself up like you had like you trying to make a peanut butter sandwich and you got one piece of bread, kind of folded in half, went down to the ground. You know what I mean? Didn't take too much of a hit. But
Right.
yeah, I like what he does when he has time because there were a couple plays and you could tell. Okay, now they say his processing ability is, further along than a lot of rookie quarterbacks, and you can tell at times because it was like he was going through his progression. 1, 2, it's not there. You know what? Gone. Let me get rid of it. It's
Right.
like he's so far he hasn't made any, really stupid throws. He hasn't put the ball where the defense is going to be able to get it and make a play. And that's what I really like from him. And I just hope that they can continue to build on this because what does suck is probably won't see the starters next week. And we went from that dismal performance last week to it got a little better this week. Okay.
Right.
But now we're really not going to be able to see truly what's what with our first stringers until game one in Atlanta. But yeah, Zavala looked good, Jensen looked good, Ricky Lee looked good, Deontay looked good.
Yeah.
And I would say that the entire starting offensive line looked way better, besides, our franchise left tackle,
Yes, sir.
it, I, Icky Ika Mikwandu, or however you want to say.
Ikem
But
Iki Ikwanu.
yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Hold on, Tony. Let me let me bring this up real quick. I gotta show this. So he's got Thibodeau, you know, split out wide here.
He in the wide nine position. That what you call a wide nine.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna pause it right here. You see him. He sees him. He sees him. He sticks his
Nobody's to
hand.
his left.
Yeah. Look. He sticks his hand out. He puts a hand on him. He puts a hand on him. And then at this point, I'm like, bruh, who are you looking at? Who are you looking at? I'm just wondering what in the hell happened. What was the read like? Like you said, who did he think
they
was
had
over
they
the
had there had to be a complete breakdown in his thought
complete
process.
breakdown?
Like I don't know if he had the protect. He no, ain't no. I don't know. He had the protection wrong.
He
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 had
had
to.
to. He
He had
had to.
to.
He must have thought somebody. I mean, look at this. He puts a hand on him and looks away from him, and then he realizes, oh crap, he's still going. And then he tries to turn around, but
He worried. It looked to me he was worried about helping Brady Christensen instead of focusing on
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau, who was his man, because he had no outside help. There was no tight end to the left of
No.
him.
Uh-uh.
They wasn't running any type of stunt. There was no overload on that left side. It was just mano y mano. It was 1-on-1. So I
Yeah.
don't listen. I can't defend him on that. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say.
Los Four Amigos say he think he's gonna have a lot of INTs due to being under pressure a lot, not having speed scramble and his height. Well, let's let
That's
let's hope that's not the case. But one thing I will say is, if we can get our run game established, and hopefully these vanilla ass play calls turned into something more once the regular season starts, and we can get our run game going and our passing game feeds off the run game. I think Bryce Young will be just fine. You know,
well. Here's the thing, Lost Four Amigos. What you're saying right here is not true because he has the speed to scramble, and I don't think his height will play a part in him throwing a lot of interceptions. I think he's smart enough to throw a ball away if he
mhm,
needs to. I think he's fast enough and he's quick enough to get out of you know not to stand still like a statue and get sacks. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So
true.
I believe he can avoid a lot of sacks that may or may not come, that may come his way. I think he has the skills to get out of it. So that part I can't agree with.
I'm always optimistic, but at the same time, this is what we have to work with. This is the only bit of anything that we got to go on right now. So,
That's true. That's true.
if we basing our opinions on what we have seen so far, hell yeah, it's a lot of concern to be had in Panther Nation. Now,
I
on the
get
other
it.
hand, do I think that it will get fixed and do I think it would get better? Yes, I do. But we have to see it first so we can confirm that and then we can move on. But until then, we got plays like Icky passing Thibodeau off to whoever the hell he thought was over there. You know what I mean? And
I mean
you've
that
got plays like Mingo not running through the route and catching the ball, and it's stuff to clean up. It's stuff to clean up
is
exactly.
stuff to clean
But
up.
the eye test so far, what we see, it's cause for concern because I'm not doing this whole it's just preseason thing because some of the plays that we have made, it's just preseason is not an excuse. Okay, but
No,
some of them.
I get it. I get it. But I'll say this.
Hmm.
When they talking about, how vanilla the offense has been or whatnot, I just know that 90% of the plays that we saw the offense run while we were in Spartanburg
Hmm.
hasn't even been touched upon
Yeah.
this preseason thus far.
Hmm.
It just hasn't even been touched upon. Um, I'm not saying there's not room to be concerned, but what I'm saying is just remain hopeful and optimistic.
Now let me ask you this, Tony. Okay, so uh, after halftime, Thomas Brown took over the play calling, and you could tell the difference between the first half and the second half. Okay. So let me
Okay.
pose this question to you. Now, like when we playing Madden or something and you get your ass beat and somebody tell you, hey, it's time to give up the stick. You got to get up.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard that before.
okay. So now we saw the play call in the first half, saw the play call in the second half. Mind you, it's still all vanilla. Okay. But
Right.
it was a noticeable difference to me. And anybody else comment, let me know if you saw it too. But this next preseason game, think Frank Wright should give up the sticks and let Thomas Brown call the whole game?
I think he should let. I think the role should be reversed.
Mhm,
I think Thomas Brown should be allowed to call the first half,
mhm,
and if he has success with it, if he has a successful first half, then I
okay,
think he should be allowed to call the second half as well.
okay,
Only if he has a successful first half.
mhm,
Yeah.
okay. Now, did you think that the play calling, rose from the vanilla level that we have been accustomed to hearing from Frank, Wright? Still not giving away a whole lot, but and it's still being somewhat vanilla, but, maybe they added some sprinkles or some chocolate sauce on it or something, you know what I mean? Just something. It got
It
a little
was
better.
it got a little better. The play
Mhm,
calling definitely got a little better in the second half. I still didn't see any wide zone,
mhm,
um, a wide zone offensive play calls. I didn't see the running backs going off tackle or anything
mhm,
like that. I think I saw a couple motions,
okay,
um, things like that. I didn't see anything that resembled the triangle read offense last night. I didn't see any of the crossers, across the middles from the flank and the tight end. I
mhm,
didn't see the running back on any sail or wheel routes out the backfield. Like all those things are coming.
okay,
All the things are coming. Those are the things that the system is built upon. And
right,
so everything that I've seen thus far is just basic on man.
mhm,
Can you whip your man?
yeah,
Can the running backs get in between the tackles, and can the quarterback process and get the ball out of his hand?
okay,
That's what I've seen so far. Go ahead, Wally.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. It's just I think the problem is we've been it's like we've been in an abused relationship. and we have no faith, and we have no. Soon we see a little bit of reminder of what the
Mhm.
hell happened before. We go, hey man, back up off that. Hey,
Right,
hey,
right,
hey, I've been through this one time before. I ain't doing it again. And it's like
right.
everybody's overreacting. It's not one show. I mean, I was like looking at my feed today. I was like, something happened. Then I
Oh
realized there
yeah.
was a game last night
Mhm.
because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
here and the game came on later.
I try to tell people, whenever I can, we have to realize and remember this is a whole new coaching regime. This is a whole new offense. This is a whole new defense. They are not going to be gelling 100% in the preseason. It's just not going to happen. In the history of the game of football in the NFL, nobody masters their offense in a matter of a couple months. Nobody masters their defense in a matter of a couple of months. It takes a good year or two for a quarterback to ever feel like he has the system down to a T, to the point to where he's not even thinking about or has to think about what it is that he's getting ready to do. You know what I'm saying? So
I totally
you
agree.
got you got a new offensive scheme, new defensive scheme, and you got a rookie franchise quarterback that's going to be your day one starter. I mean, come on, man. I mean, what what do we really expect? Like, are people expectations that far fetched? Is it unrealistic, or you know,
Well,
should I mean help me out there? Help me out
I,
there.
like I said, I think it'll take to gain any confidence in this team. I think it's not going to happen till around the sixth or seventh game, and they actually see some consistency in whatever we're doing. Then
Right.
they've been earned, some of our trust. But other people, as
Mhm.
soon as you remind them of the things of the past, they're gonna go back. They're gonna swoop that pen. It's gonna act like none of that happened. Those 6, 7 games never happened, and it's all trash. I'm just saying it's gonna take a while, man.
Out of here just real quick. Everybody's overall take from the game last night. Positive, okay, need to see more. What y'all got?
Go ahead, Wally.
I, I I'm in a positive mood. It's not perfect, but it's the preseason. They built on from the last start they had. Uh, that shows me the things that they're working on that we're not seeing. The stuff y'all saw at training camp, they're finalizing that stuff to be ready for Atlanta. So I'm okay with it.
Huh?
Preseason
Okay.
don't really matter that much to me.
Yeah,
Tony?
I think I'm along the same line with Wally. Like, I don't really care that much about preseason. I want to see the execution. I want to see movement of the ball. I just want to see these guys continue to gel offensively and defensively. I don't mind the I guess you could say the puzzle that Frank Wright is playing with by trying different guys in different positions to see where to get a better combination of players, whether it's on the offensive defensive line. Like right now, everything is a trial and error period, because a lot of these guys have never played in his offense, and a lot of these guys have never played in Ivero's defense. So they just trying to find the best fits for everybody. But you do want to see, or I do want to see, consistent improvement each week. We went from week one to a little bit more consistent improvement in week two, and hopefully that progress a little more in week three. So when week one roll around, we in there. So yeah, I'm okay with where everything stands right now, and I'm definitely not panicking. I think we're gonna be all right. What about you, CJ?
I'm with you. I'm not panicking. I'm all right with everything stands. But at the same time, I am going to continue to give them the business when they make stupid plays and don't do what they're supposed to do. Cool, Phil. Let's go ahead and shut this one on down. Wiley, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you joining us, giving your thoughts and opinions and insight.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
thank everybody in the chat that stuck
Everyone.
with us. If you haven't in the chat, you watching, please hit that like button. Help us out with the algorithm. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those post notifications when our videos come. We appreciate all the love and the support. Still on our way to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. At this current time, I think we're at 754. So if you're out there, tell a friend to tell a friend. Even if you're not a Panther fan, come on, we'll chop it up with you anyway. It's not your fault you don't like the right team, but we still love to have you. Okay. But
246 more to go. Come on now.
yeah, there you go. But like I always say, everybody out there in Panther Nation, keep pounding.